I am Maharlika.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Live from Imperial News and TV. This is Queen Helena Richard Elizabeth III, The Game of Thrones, Season 1, Episode 05. The continuity of the journey in Malaysia from Macau. After that, I have really surpasses the blockages and the trials, even by just staying at the park of Hong Kong, of Macau, and I have not stopped from there. But I am going to proceed why the family of Raja keep on calling him, because they are threatening him not or never to proceed to Sabah or to Malaysia because he could be killed. From there, I have seen that that is a signal for me to find the truth. In January, at exactly 2010, I landed in Kuala Lumpur. From there, I have seen that I have to find the truth. Just imagine how hard it could be for me to find the solution in trying really to break the wall of all the threatening calls, of all the stoppage of the family not to go back to Malaysia, because they knew that I could be able to see their plan and strategy how to cover forever Raja Mamay. From there, I have known the basic way how to protect the grandson. So I started finding the truth that indeed Alnas, the brother, is supported by Gloria Arroyo. That is the basic foundation of breaking the walls of conspiracy. Brother against brother. So I tried to find the family of Raja, the children of Raja, for me to see exactly who is telling me the truth and who is behind the family of Raja Mamay. I was able to meet the comrade, the trustee, the ally of Alnas bin Abdul Ghaffar, how they have berated my personality, how they spatted on me, how they really ridicule me, and how they have made a lot of nasty words against me. I just swallow it up because I know I have to be humble and I will know the truth. In Sabah, the fear of Raja heightened because he said I could be arrested. I said, why? You have done nothing, but your brother had offended, have made the crime of conspiracy by taking your own identity. See? Brothers against brothers. Who is against him are the supporter of Alnas. I went one by one and I see the difference. From there I have known that the real identity card of Raja as Malaysian was taken by the brother. So I fought hard into it. I have really to give him a blow. And I really told Raja Mamay, if you want the truth, if you want me to fight, recover your identity card. From there, you will know who is Queen Helen. The woman that you married will always side for the truth, and the truth could kill us, but I will still have to fight for you as the grandson. That's where I found out the family that really made stories against me, and that is properly documented, especially those people that has no education that could just simply accuse me. They have tried to tell the family that I just lay down and just have something for Raja. They did not know that for 3 years I did not use Abdurajak. I used my own name as Helen Panulino for them to tell them that I am not after the asset or whatever the claim of property of Raja Mamay, because they knew they could have accused me for that. I fought as I am, as Helen Panulino. That's where I have outsmarted the family, because I told them I am not after of any of what you are trying to fight for. I am here to defend the grandson. I am here to find the truth. Just see how I am being really humiliated, attack my morals and all of those things by the family itself, by the clan, by the government who supports him, supports the claim of Alnas bin Abdul Bakapar. This is brother against brother. It's like Cain and Abel killing each other to gain the love of the father, to gain supremacy. And this is the same thing happening, that up to now I could really say I won because I was able to recover the identity card of Gamar bin Abdul Kapar. It is the program of the Queen to be able to find the conspiracy in support of the immigration, of the police, of the military, of the top ranks of the Department of Foreign Affairs, rather, and all the agencies that support the claim of Sabah. Now, can you still say that I am not doing my job? And those detractors that say that I am not known? From now on, the Game of Thrones will be put into your place. The face that will put you into shame for maliciously attacking the morals of the Queen, the spiritual and even the professional standing of the Queen. I am not just an uneducated as what you have put out to the world. I have my degrees. I have my credential to defend of who I am. But no need. Why should I level down myself to your thinking, to your intelligence? I am here to defend the kingdom of the Sultanate of Sulu and North Borneo, Sultanate of Maguindanao, Sultanate of Lanao, Sultanate of Ratchabuyan, Sultanate of Panay Islands, of Visayas, of Luzon, of all the federation that I have made. And that is the reason we are the Lupasug Empire, because it's not only the Sultanate, it is all the tribal kingdom that are under the protectiveness of the Queen of the Universum Magnum. In 2010, Queen earned the title as the Queen of Raja Sulaiman of Ligwas and Mars. That's the one that you should realize that I am coupled by crowns that made me stronger in every battle that I face, because I need to find the solution of the stoppage of the war and chaos in Mindanao, in Sulu, and in the borders of North Borneo. See, brother against brothers, I was able to redeem that prestige when I have started my mission, finding who are behind the claim of Sabah, the claim of the Moro National Liberation Front, the claim of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, and of the claim of the Bangsamoro Freedom Fighter. See, if I am not guided, if I am not being mandated, can I withhold my strength in all the attacks of the top ranks of the military, of the local government, of all those governors that can just simply dictate the office of the president, especially when they have gatherings with the Philippine Constitutional Association? And I am not sold nor sold out that you do not know what I am doing since 2009. The fact that you are the blockades, of course, you are trying to maneuver everything. Why do you think there is no publicity in me, nor the Raja? Why do you think you cannot publicize my work? Because it is your promise that never to touch coin, because it will trigger like a volcano when you have to touch whatever she is doing, because that will be the start of everything. But however, despite that I have all the books, all the coordinations given, all the instruction given, still, because the blockers are all the head of states of the global system. I told all those claimants, can you fight the world? That's why you people, poor people that come to you bringing all these documents, never believe. Can they fight? They cannot even fight in the ground. How much more if you have the validation to go as far as the royal kingdom of the supreme commander of the entire globe? Can you do so? Yes, I have been blocked, but I can still fight, because I know my fight is the fight of the new generation. Precisely the golden age was able to come out. This October 25, on this episode, you will know that God Allah has really made me whole in and out to be able to save humanity from the cobwebs of conspiracy, from the organized crime of drugs, illegal human trafficking, of illegal transport of armaments, ammunition, for kidnap for ransom. All of this can be stopped, because that is my vow, to stop the war, to stop the chaos, to stop the supremacy of the politician, of the claimants, royalties that defy the rule of law of the divinity. I was in Sabah. Raja was able to slowly recover that fear that has been instilled to him. Was there really a claim on the part of Raja? No. The claim was handed by the politician to the hands of the brother. That's why the brother became a claimant, not at all as an heir, because he got the support of all the claimants to the throne. The crown is already given, but the throne has been contested, disputed, refuted by the head of states in support of the brother and all the claimants that they have made as a federation to fight against the true sultan, the genuine heir and successor. Didn't know that queen is intelligent enough to find what they had been doing. Just imagine they would tell Alnas is lawful, legitimate. In what ground? Because he is the elder sibling, and they have to refute that by saying that Raja Mamay is not and is a claimant. Wrong. If I have married Alnas, then he is a sultan. But I never married him. The Nene, the elders, programmed that I will marry Raja Mamay. So he is the heir and the successor. The holder of that power and the holder of that legitimacy, the holder of that validation lies in the queen of the universal magnum. Why on earth are you going to England in the past to find and seek approval of your election, of whatever major decision of your country, Mafilindo? Why? Because he is the queen that has been installed and proclaimed by the royal family. However, the queenship has been blemished because of the association with the cabal. I cannot blame Queen Mama because it was the suppression and the oppression of the wealthy family, the Rothschild, the Rockefeller, and all of you members of the Illuminati. I cannot blame her because as the queen of the Commonwealth of the 54 nation, now 56, and now because of the power and authority of the United Nations, who is also being polluted by the cabal. And this is the time that we are trying to cleanse, to purify the ruling. It has been created by our grandfathers, Lili Chunu Zumwa and Tunku Abdurrahman Putra Al-Hajj. Then can you still say that there is no secret embedded in that authority that has been given to the queen? Please see how Queen mastered the art of finding the true solution by finding the truth in every lie that you say that you are the ones. From there, you could imagine how difficult it could be. Because this time you will know that Queen tried to go from one place to the other, marking that in every feet that I step on will be my sovereignty to be able to make my landmark, to work my facility. That's why I loaned money for me to invest my own program. Imagine the tractors. Do you have facilities in every place that you have, or you have just a saliva just to tell the world? I am not lifting my chair nor bragging myself, but I have a performance. That's why from 2009 up to 2023, I have received my crown, and the throne is set up for the finale of the queen to stand in the global earth. Do you have that? Do you have the grandfathers to back you up? Do you have proper documentations to defeat the claim of the entire world? You have nothing. Instead, you get my documents and just change the heading, reword, rephrase, but it's the same substance. It's coming from Queen. And one thing you didn't know, that every word has someone to watch on, because that is the product of the divine mind instilled into my brain. 2010 is the start of the divine revolt in me, because I have seen the lie after lie, the machinations of war in the premise of peace, utilizing even the agreements from Tripoli, from Malaysia, from the office of the president, in the name of peace, peace, peace process. That is the one that I had been seeing since 2010. Who are you people to enslave the people of Maguindanao in the name of peace, but you are dictating the war, the installation of chaos by putting the lives of the young men military, the young men Marines, Philippine Army, the Air Force into that. Why? Sacrificing the lives of the poor in the name of peace. But that is the war that you instigated. Precisely the one, the letter of PGMA with W. Bush, inscribing the process on how to implement the axis of evil to gain supremacy, is already a landmark that Queen must fight this atrocity, this machination, this enslavement of the poor through your greed for power and money. That's why you sell us to America. And who is behind that? Who are those politicians supported that? From the time that you ousted the true president of the Philippine Islands with the support of the duplicates Marcos, with the Kirams that had seated there, you sponsored the killings of the entire globe. That is the process that you have not realized. You are held accountable from 1986 up to 2023, September 16. Because on the strike of September 24, We are back. We have reinstalled the president of the Philippine Islands. That is the tenure wherein you will be litigated in the court of law because the royal family just slip it off because we know that there is an agreement to be complied. And that is the Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia 1963. And it was done. It was planned by Tunku Abdul Rahman and all the governments that are involved under the supervision of the royal family, Muhammad Hassan of Lupasug. Yet, you did not know that the Mafilindo 2023 will be the one to account, to inventorize, to put you into the world wherein you have failed the management, the administration of the royal family of the Sultanate of Sulu and North Borneo, of the Royal Hashemite Sultanate of Sulu and Sabah, of the Sultanate of Maguindanao, Radjabuayan, Lanao, Visayas, Panay Islands, in all the federations of the Sultanate, not only in Luzon, but all over the entire global earth. That is the mission of Queen, to find you and to make you suffer for enslaving the poor. Because in all your political campaign, I will save the poor, I will build the bridges. But where? Where are your promises? Your promises are all just a pretension that you are a good politician, but no performance at all. Instead, you enrich your pocket, you enrich your family, business. You want to be in politics so that you can protect your asset. Now, Sabah became my stronghold in this fight because of your claim for Sabah. Because you want to continue the claim for you to benefit, and Malaysia will benefit at that because of the oil and gas. That's why Petronas became so powerful. Shell and all the oil and gas corporations because of the conspiracy over the land, the properties of the Sultanate of Maguindanao, Sultanate of Sulu and North Borneo, and the Royal Hashemite. You claimed even the kingdom. In every queenship, in every kingship, the backbone into it is God Himself. And the Queen Mama that guarded all these assets and properties. I have not failed every minute in trying to beg the mercy and compassion of God for you to understand the real essence of this mission. I give you all the leeways. 5 years grace period is more than enough for you to realize and internalize that there is power in all that we do. But you were so lax. You were just saying, oh, try to check Queen. Oh, you return back. She cannot make it. Because all of this are being planned to kill me and the Raja. We have surpassed all of those. You have sent so many. You have sent a lot. And I have seen the top leaders into it, physically present on how to implement the kidnapping and the killings. Yet you patronize the killers. That is the job of those politicians under the banner of Siroy. They don't fear at all the justice that is going to be given to them at the expense of their own loved ones. They don't know that justice is justice and God can just take off that even to your loved ones. Many are dead now. But I am just telling you that 2010, the first quarter, I am in Sabah. From there, I have seen that I have reached up to Brunei. I am supposed to see Hassanal. It's the same. It's just a phone call away from Gloria. And they are together. And they thought Muhammad Fuad Abdullah Kiram can remain into power as king, as Sultan of Sabah. They didn't know that even the one in Hong Kong, Dr. Albert, was dead because he cannot explain and defend, because he put an ink, the veracity, and even used the United Nations in Manila in conspiracy with Fidel V. Ramos that the Sultan of Sulu and Sabah is Muhammad Abdullah Kiram. That's how Queen works. That I'd like to see the legitimacy why they are seated in power illegally. The Queen of Justice will never be able to stop until the truth is let out. That is the weighing scale of how we put the final decision in every case that we do. See, in Sabah, when I see the family, I know that the humiliation, the, the laughter that they are doing behind my back, because I never showed them of who I am, except that they say I am just after the money of the Sultan. They didn't know that I have more than enough, even if I have not married the Sultan. But however, the divine program is to be this way. And I have to suffer in trying to stick on with Raja, in trying to preserve and protect the grandson, despite of the evil inculcation into the brain of Raja, even putting physically women to destroy him. See? What do you think of Queen? Queen has the highest moral to defend the chastity that I have, the purity. But did you know that I have secrets that the world finally knew that one day it will be a revelation that they themselves will bow down to the throne? I know that for 4 days now, I had been all over the world, letting them see of what I can do for humanity. It is not mine, but yours. I have already embraced you, but since you do not want me, I have still so many things to do. What I have created is intact, and I have my people to carry on the mission that I have given them. provided that they follow the rules and they will not use it for all the things that they want. Because what they want only is little money. They did not see that if they follow the rule, if they follow the regulations, we are heading for the releasing of the big asset. They didn't know that. They just want to be contented of the little things. They didn't know that it will hamper the bigger things. What I am just showing you is the fact that the delay has been on the side of the stoppage of the conspiracy, that even all of them are involved. The court, the Supreme Court, the High Court of Sabah, of Putrajaya, all of them into one, by magnifying the claim of Sabah and putting the wrong sultan. What happened to them? So they are all liables. They are contributory to all the wars that happened since 1963. See, I am not just carrying out the 1986. I am going back up to 1963 when they have not honored the Matalindo. That's why in the book, it is my fight to honor Matalindo, because you cannot resolve the global earth without taking into consideration the last treaty, and that is the Matalindo 1963. Apulakay never, never stopped doing his job. He knows who is queen. The only difference is I keep on running away. But when the time that I have to double up, that even myself has no time to take care of myself. This outward service is the priority by protecting the Raja up to now is already a part of a severe journey. How much more? I have children to take care. I have my family also that needed me most. That is the ironical part of Queen. But you people doesn't know that pain of a mother being separated to the children. And that is the one that the world didn't know. From Kota Kinabalu going to Labuan, Labuan going to Brunei, and to Sarawak is a painful journey. Because I want to see, I want to feel the spirit who are clamoring for justice. Many had been killed because of the greediness to be in power, that up to now they carry it on and on and on. But I thank the mind of Tunku Abdurrahman in me, of Saiful Rizal, of them, all of these forefathers that day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, second per second, been delivering that mandate to be strong and be a leader that the world needs, with the basic foundation of respect, humility, and love for our brethren. Can you find the same Helen that you can see now? All those that are duplicating me, please arrest them immediately because they have no right to duplicate me. I did not even allow the grandfather Lilitron to give me duplication because I said if I have that, the mind difference, the decision making are all different. I have learned my lesson on the past regime that my father had done. Trust and confidence, betrayal is the essence why the world is in chaos and in turmoil. The enemy, as what my brother said, is just at the tip of my nose. Just the tip of my nose. I had been giving you the love, the respect, but what have you done to me as a person? These people are being covered by the dominion of the black folks. They do not want to go to the light because they can make themselves sufficiently supported by the top ranks of the cabal. That's what they want. They don't like us. And they don't want us to be part of them because they are scared of the light. But to be with the light is what the world needs now to be able to stop them eating even your fetus, human trafficking, women abused and used. You do not know that these are the secrets of the cabals. I call for justice. I call that the world will listen. Stop it now. Adhere to the voice of the mother that are ready to defend their children. As the mother of all mothers, I have given you the authenticity of that love beyond compassion. I have suffered more than enough. And I cannot stop from that. Suffering is part of my mission. As long as that I am alive, it is always coupled by sacrifice. And that is the reason why I asked each and every one of you from Sabah, the haven and the protector of the claims, up to Kuala Lumpur, up to Singapore, up to Brunei, and up to England. You will see how the Queen Mama returned back all of those grandsons went to England, trying to tell them to bring Mamay instead. They failed us. They failed us because of Gloria. Gloria doesn't want that I and Raja will reach Buckingham. Didn't know that after her death, the real thing came out. The real fight came out. And the real throne surfaced, even if they will continue the game of throne. This is the main reason that I keep on saying I survived because I have to complete my mission. Every day is a process of decision making to stand by humanity or to disown them, to live in comfort or to live in sacrifice for the sake of the entire human race. You have been listening to me, Global Earth, and I know that I am hitting your heart and soul because what you need is all from Lupusub. Come now and be rectified. Accept that we are being misled by our political leaders, by our military, by the advisors of the head of states. We, the royal family of today, with King Mamay, Raja Muhammad Gamar Mamay Hassan Abdurrajak, Sharif Al Sultan Gamar bin Abdul Ghaffar, and I, Queen Maria Makiling Helen Fatima Nazaria Panulino Abdurrajak, Jusi Mulan bin Baginda Ali Abdurrajak, Elizabeth III, vowed into the throne of our forefathers, into the throne of Allah, of God, to carry out the divine mission, offered even our lives for the benefit of humanity. Inshallah, that all of you listening today, whatever religion you have, consider and adhere to my voice that God is waiting for you. Allah needs you. Let's make this whole world a haven of peace and harmony. Stop the war. Stop the chaos. Stop the greed for power and dominion. And be with Him who created us all. Good afternoon. Bye for now. And hope to see you again tomorrow and every time that I have the free time to come back and talk to you again. Bye.
I am Maharlika.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Live from our Imperial News TV and from the land of our forefathers, this is Queen Helena Durajak Elizabeth III, October 26, 2023, the justification of all the things that I have been saying about the fight between 666 and the code of 999. I'd like to read to you the special documents that I keep on saying that it is signed by Gloria Arroyo and W. Bush of the United States of America. If you contest into it, this is the time that we have to litigate them all and prove themselves into the court of law. So, this was signed and given in November 2001. Remember, that was the height of the war in Maguindanao, in Cotabato, and in Mindanao. President of the Republic of the Philippines, Gloria Arroyo. My great and good friend. That's how he addressed the President George W. Bush. I have the honor to inform His Excellency, the great world leader of my government's unequivocal and unconditional support for Your Excellency's strong political will and determination to quash the pillars of the global terrorism, masquerading under Al Qaeda's global Islamic movement, wherever it is and whatever form it takes. The Philippines is with America and not with the terrorists. Your Excellency's long range program for global repositioning and crusade against terrorism deserves the commendation and explicit support of all the countries in the world that face the danger of this global phenomenon, which threatens the politicians' stability and the very existence of their global respective governments. As a country besieged by the communist insurgency, Moro secessionism, Abu Sayyaf banditry and terrorism, military coup d'etat, and anti-mobs, the Philippines cannot but look forward for a stronger political and military assistance from her mother, civilizer and colonizer, the United States of America, for survival and prosperity. My government is the view that the United States of America is now in a position to execute her noble program of global repositioning and crusade against terrorism, even though the current war in Afghanistan and the establishment of American military bases in all strategic countries that could be fully utilized to further stabilize the economy of Your Excellency's great union. These countries, mostly third world countries in Asia, in black continent whose rich natural resources are yet exhibited, are vast markets of U.S. surplus products like information technology products and various types of war hardware. For example, Your Excellency's active military postures in various strategic countries already identified by the State Department and Central Intelligence Agency, etc., the Philippines, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. So, my dear friends, these are the specific language, the lingo that our former President Gloria Arroyo has really written to W. Bush. Just imagine, that is already a very powerful avenue to really give justice to these people that up to now do not surrender. We are all terrorists as branded by them. How the government used the peace process, how they have utilized the office of the president to do such a very inhuman loss in the protection of their interests and their conspiracy with the United States. To continue with, Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan may push forward and strengthen the grip of your great nation's control over the world's politics, economy, and military capabilities. Once the bases are established in these countries, the emerging role of Your Excellency as world leader and your great country as global policeman stands unchallenged, feared, and undisputable. It may fill the vacuum of balanced power of the region once the great Asia Pacific co-prosperity rim envisaged by Your Excellency's government is realized in this decade. My government, wow, he already assumed himself, herself rather, to be able really to give that strong support to the government of America. My government, Gloria said, is fully aware that oil, gas reserves in those Muslim dominated states in the Caspian region and Central Asia are vital to the economic interest of Your Excellency's government. Once the United States controls Afghanistan, which is the most feasible route for the gas pipeline to be built soon by the conglomeration of Unocal, Exxon, Shell, and Bridas. The dramatic terrorist attacks against the towering symbols of American economic and military might last September 11 had intensified the American resolve to lead the world politically, economically, and militarily to save mankind from Osama bin Laden's Al Qaeda terrorism and global Islamic movement who unruly uses Islam as a means in topping down moderate and American friendly Islamic governments in the Middle East, Central, and Southeast Asia. Your Excellency, the planned establishment of military bases will strengthen the borderless crusades against the rising menace of Islamic fundamentalism and terrorism all over the world. Like all democratic nations, my government believes that Islam has virtually replaced the threat of communism after the collapse of the former USSR as democracy's archenemy. Portions of recent CIA reports furnished to my National Security Council by the U.S. Embassy in Manila identified Islam as the world's fastest growing religion in terms of population count with specific concentration in Indonesia, India, Pakistan, Egypt, Turkey, and the Commonwealth of Independent States. The rise of Islamic militancy in the Southeast Asian countries poses a big threat to the political stability of moderate and monarchical Islamic government like Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei Darussalam. Southern Thailand is also threatened by the influence of the militant opposition Parti Keadilan Nasional and Parti Sim Malaysia, which has recently created its armed group like Kumpulan Militan Malaysia. Myanmar is also endangered by the global Islamic movement, which had created this well-armed Arakan Rohingya Islamic Front and the Rohingya Solidarity Organization. The stronghold of the Vatican in Asia Pacific, the Philippines, is also endangered by the global Islamic movement, which local role is played by the Moro Islamic Liberation Front and the Moro National Liberation Front. That is the MILF and the MNLF. I humbly submit, Your Excellency, that the immediate liberation and eventual alliance between the Philippines and the Christian-dominated areas in the region such as Sabah, Sarawak, Malaysia, Moluccas and Sulawesi, Indonesia and the FAS and the East Timor can only be realized once Your Excellency's government is in full control of the Asia-Pacific Rim. Christianity must have a base and power in Southeast Asia and the Pacific to break the monopoly of the Antichrist nation in the archipelago region. My government, however, has overwhelmingly co-opted key MNLF officials to form a breakaway faction we christened MNLF Executive Council of 15. Wow! Gloria Arroyo is the author of the Council of 15. We have set regional elections for expanded autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao, the ARMM, this month to install them as protege, who's replaced Normis Wari, who is now hiding but is currently under attack by the armed forces of the Philippines in his coastal lair in Sulu. Our cooperation of Malaysia to arrest Miswari once he flees to Sabah and turns him over to Manila for future persecution. As soon as installed in different ARMM agencies, we shall cripple the MNLF EC, Executive Council 15, afterwards so that it remains leaderless, toothless, and incapacitated like its mother front. What a terrible mess, Madam Gloria! You create and you annihilate like what you have done with the former one? Such a life of killings. Terrible. I feel like nauseated of what you have done. I just read it now. All of those MNLF that suffered quite a lot, that had been killed. This is very, very inhuman. I further express my appreciation, Gloria said to Bush, for re-enlisting the new People's Army, the NPA, in the State Department updated list of terrorist organizations that are targets of future military strikes in the US-led war without borders. Wow! That is why America can land anytime. They are open sky. This is now the proof why Malacanang has to be given justice. Bongbong, have you seen this? You will shoulder the justice that the people would need from MNLF, from MILF, from BIFF, from NPA, all of these people using Malacanang. This is the basic proof that you shall be put into the litigation of the poor people. Using the diplomatic action, using the government's properties and assets, using the leaders, the military, to be put to death. She continued rather, in saying the president, the bilateral diplomatic actions of my country and Malaysia against the Moro separatists will save both countries from dismemberment due mainly to create the Republic of Sulu and Sabah as envisioned by Miswari and former Sabah Chief Minister Tun Mustafa bin Datu Harun and the Bangsamoro Islamic State being pushed through violently by the MILF in covert connivance with Malaysia's special branch and Jabatan Perdana Menteri, which assists the MILF gain control, recognition from the Saudi-controlled Organization of Islamic Conference, OIC. My government sought the good office of the Prime Minister of Malaysia, His Excellency Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, to convince the MILF to resume the stalled peace talks and not to interfere with our domestic problem as what he is doing now. This is very, very, very bad for you, Madam Gloria, putting us into the worst conspiracy, the worst kind of doing with all of these things that you have done. You know, my heart is really pumping so hard because you people, you love her, you love the government. This is the proof why they had been using the governments to put war because of their desire to control the oil field. She has been assigned already the Malampaya. Where is the money? Where are the proceeds of that? Mahathir is here. Remember how he really annihilated the camps in Abubakar in 2001 war? Now they are hailing Murad Murad. So what kind of government do we have? It's a playground of the Game of Thrones. Your Excellency, she added on, the success of the CIA and our National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, the NICA, in creating the Abu Sayyaf and the Pentagon kidnap for ransom groups as part of the counterinsurgency programs to justify the return of the U.S. bases in the Philippines can be now in use as cost caliber in eliminating the risk of dismemberment of challenge of secessionism being posted by the MILF. The MILF fighters have the bravery of their forebears who survived the crusade of Spain and who defied the barrel of the gun where the MILF can succumb. Our one-man pressure group secretary Norberto Gonzalez, oh, you are here, is doing his job well to dismantle the MILF leadership like what he did to the MNLF. Though failed, the capitulation of Professor Moner Badjunaid is enough evidence that MILF hierarchy would soon be penetrated, if not destroyed, in the second all-out war. The peace talks we have with MILF are nothing but tactics used to delay time while my government is negotiating financial and material assistance from Your Excellency's Defense Department. I feel like crying. People of Mindanao, as I read this one, the world is watching. I was asked by this, where did you get this? From Miss Wari. It was given to me. Let the dead come. Or let this Miss Wari you are talking with to read this. And let Gloria Arroyo read this. Because the people of the world will know of who she is in conspiracy with the top leaders of the world. You know what she said more? I avail myself of this occasion to convey to Your Excellency the apologies of the Filipino people for the kidnapping of Guillermo Sobero, Martin, and Gracia Burnham last May 27. The entry of OSPACOM in Mindanao through Balikatan can finally free them soon. They made the Abu Sayyaf out of the money of the 10 billion of Queen Mama give to Raja Mamay in 1999. And what kind of people are you? The money of Rajamamay from the Queen of England, after knowing that the grandson is alive and the true Sultan, you made the Abu Sayyaf. And now you made the conspiracy. You kidnapped. Yalla. Such a very horrible woman. Yet, they love her, Malacanang, Bongbong. You still love her? Do you still have to bring her out? Or you are going to declare that she is dead? This is already the people will decide on this. May I inform you, Your Excellency, that while pursuing all-out peace policy with MILF, my National Security Council has resolved not to revoke Oplan Mindanao to Black Rain because we are of the view that the MILF is still the Philippines' foremost threat to national security, which, if not eliminated at this year, will elevate itself into regional security threat, considering its vital experience and expertise in the previous global wars. With your assistance, my government is firm in crushing the MILF by undermining all agreements and commitments we have in the past, including those agreed upon the Tripoli and Kuala Lumpur. I have already ordered the armed forces of the Philippines to redeclare all-out war against the MILF in March next year, while the Kalayaan Aguila 2002 of Mindanao Balikatan 02-01 in progress. You see, my dear people of God, we were misled. We were oppressed, suppressed, killed because of the greed for power and money, because of Malacanang doing. All of you MILF, you are all crazy. You were put to death. And now you follow Murad. Murad is only a puppet by Malacanang. Such a horrible way of making all these things. I feel like vomiting. You see, these are names after names now. Because you did not want me. I wanted to keep this already buried. But you push me to the wall so that you people will be put to justice. Maybe Gitmo is good for you. Now, those people telling me, stop bickering. You will be the one, the next that I will be arresting for being a conspirators. All government officials, all military are part of this schematic killings in Mindanao. You know, he continued wooing Bush. I have also advised the Confederation of Governors and City Mayors in Mindanao, led by Cotabato Governor Emmanuel Piñol, a mortal enemy of MILF and the Moros. Wow! Mr. Piñol, Gloria Arroyo has branded you that? Hala! To pass a resolution calling for the expansion of the war games from Basilan and Zamboanga to include Central Mindanao, most particularly in Maguindanao, Lanao provinces, the Davao provinces, Cotabato provinces, South Cotabato, Sarangani, Sulu and Tawi-Tawi, where the MILF, MNLF, and NPA are concentrated. It will become a formal basis for the destruction of all remaining MILF strongholds in Mindanao, particularly the mineral-rich of Ligwasan Mars. It is just but right, Madam Gloria, that I surface, that I told you that I'm gonna fight you. Now, with this, you will see that names after names will be given to the entire world because of what you have done. as evidenced with your all-out war in 2001 and 2002. This is the greatest harassment that you have done, the killings. This will have really to give you the blow of your mind. Congress, Senate. This is part of the book. This is the part of the book that I give you. But you take for granted because you thought you can still conceal the truth. You see, even the National Security Council's chief that time, Roy Legoles, has renamed Oplan Mindanao 2 Black Rain into Oplan Kalayaan, Aguila 02, very minimal, has been changed from the original Oplan Mindanao 2 Black Rain, especially now that the MILF does not have camps to show. Phase 2 reactivate of Oplan Mindanao 2 is modified in Oplan Kalayaan, Aguila 2002 to read as A. Conduct of the three-pronged strategy: development, siege, militarization, and forward political negotiations. Galing! Wonderful! Very good, Gloria! And the Department of National Defense, and all of you right now, listen up. Listen up. America has no more authority after March 22, 2015. The police power. That's why I am using right now the Union of the Royal Philippines against police oppression. This is the basis of what I am reading to you. Letter B. Conduct of increasing military warfare and psychological warfare operations. C. Conduct of military advanced training on anti-guerrilla warfare under the disguise of Balikatan 0201 RPUS military training exercises in consonance with the VFA and other treaties. Wow. Very, very promising using the government, using the law, using the immigration law, using everything just to pressure and to kill the leaders. Letter D. Increase pressure on the hardline MILF Central Committee members to drop Islamic State demand. The pressure group of Secretary Bert Gonzalez is now composed of respected Muslim puppets working in the government, namely, 1. Professor Munir Badjunaid, DILG Assistant Secretary Abraham Eribani, DPWH Secretary Simeon Datumano, SPDA Administration Sam Marmin Apatuan, Representative Jerry Salapudin, ARMM Governor Regional Governor Dr. Parok Hussein, ARMM Regional Vice Governor Dr. Mahi Mutilan, Governor Andal Ampatuan, Governor Pax Mangudadato, Governor Wahab Akbar, Governor Yusuf Jikri, Mayor Omar Sulaiman, and Mayor Muslimin Sema. It is Gloria telling you are the puppets. All of you Muslim leaders, you are nothing but puppets. Letter E. To grant ethnic groups political entity in consonance with the activation and application against the MILF of the invisible war doctrine strategy developed by Colonel Victor Incorpus, Philippine Army. F. Increased political strategy, both on local and international front, to be spearheaded by Vice President and Foreign Affairs Secretary Teofisto Gingona Jr., Presidential Advisor on Peace Process, Eduardo Ermita, and Secretary Norberto Gonzalez. Membership of this front may include Muslim government officials who have capitulated earlier and Muslim envoys such as Abraham Banarim Gimnumla, Ambassador Candidato Gutok, Ambassador Mualam, Ambassador Sukarno Tanggol. My government will try all means to sign as early as January next year the Acquisition and Cross-Servicing Agreement, now renamed RP, U.S. Mutual Logistics Support Agreement, the RP Mutual Defense Treaty, and the RP U.S. Military Assistance Agreement. The approval of these arrangements and its terms of reference can pave way for the establishment of permanent U.S. military bases in Southeast Asia once the planned Balikatan exercises, which we dubbed Kalayaan Aguila 2002 or Mindanao Balikatan 0201, have been materialized. Kalayaan Aguila is synonymous with the Asian countries' demand for freedom from MILF and global Islamic threat through the might of the American Eagle. Wow! And now you used BARM using MILF. What a strategy! Muslim are puppets by the office of the president of the Malacanang Palace since the time of Aquino. Wow. Can you just imagine? Can you still continue, Mayor Amin? Can you swallow this kind of treatment from the president's office up to now? You are all little human being puppets. Nobody, nothing. That is the category of all the Muslim as stipulated by this. The coastlines of Sarangani province. The U.S. built and funded Makar Wharf and the General Santos City International Standard Airport have now become ready for occupancy bases for the U.S. Pacific Command or other unified commands. The following ports, air bases, and seaports have already been approved and cleared for Kalayaan Aguila, used to wit airports: Zamboanga International Airport, General Santos City Airport, Standard Airport, Davao International Airport, Cagayan de Oro Airport, Awang Airport, air bases: Edwin Andrews Air Base, Buayan Airport, Benito Ebuen Air Base, Fernando Air Base, Antonio Air Base, Nichols Air Base, seaports: Port of Zamboanga, Makar Wharf, Port of Pulyok. Wow. It's really very, very I mean, from here you can see how evil the woman that could do this. But who is behind him or her that really have done this? Port of Davao, Port of Cagayan de Oro, Port of Iligan, Port of Pagadian, Port of Isabela, Port of Jolo, Port of Bungao. Our choice of Mindanao, where the MILF has gained global military prominence, is logical, strategic, and necessary decision if we have to bring to an immediate end the MILF's emergent role as Taliban of Southeast Asia. We are like chicken targeted to be killed because you belong to the group of MILF. No wonder Ama Pandala told me to save the poor ones away from the killings that has been planned by the government. This is it. Now you are still carrying it up. Can you deny me of the fact this is being done by you, not mine? Terrible. After thorough analysis and evaluation by the Defense Department, it pleases my government to express its approval of different areas in the Philippines that are targeted zones of joint military exercises, except for the international disputed oil-rich Kalayaan Islands. I wish to reiterate the approved targets as per recommendation of the National Security Council, to wit, red targets, all in PA regional operation commands with special concentration to Medardo Arce Command C-555 and Milito Glor Command C-63 and all their fronts to include Bayan Muna Karapatan, MCPA, Gabriela, Khadija, LFS, KMU, etc. Black targets, all kidnap for ransom groups including Abu Sayyaf Group, K-6666, Faisal Pentagon, Maruhum Zar Group, K391, Pentagon 3, Lorenzana Group, K393, Samrod Mamansual, Pentagon 4, Baloyot Group, K394, Bagis Group, K396, and Ping Lacson Group, K12. Wow! Ping Lacson is the target. For the green targets, we have all known ILA players, specifically Pagulintangan Base, I-01, Lake Michigan Base, I-02, Sultan Bantugan Base, I-03, Green Wetland Base, I-04, Mamlu Sierra Madre Base, I-05, Salman Rodsdig Base, N15, Mayor Base, N16, Maharlika Base, N17, Labuan Base, N18, Nara Base, N19, Marwan Base, N20, Admiral Coast Base, N31, and Turtle Base, N32. Mutual benefits from MLSA. Through this arrangement, the AFP may realize its long overdue program of modernization, thereby maintaining the capability of our security forces to combat terror and protect Philippine sovereignty. My government is pleased to seek financial and material assistance from Your Excellency's Defense Department that would include the robust training package equipment needed for increased mobility and maintenance program to enhance AFP's overall capabilities, law and enforcement, and counter-terrorism cooperation, and new bilateral defense consulting mechanism. Specifically, the AFP needs to have the following defense hardware included in the material assistance. Identified all the requisition from Gloria Arroyo, 3 units F-16 Falcon jet fighters, 3 units B-52 bomber planes, 10 units of C-130 Hercules transport planes, 5 units MC-17 Globemaster transport planes, 10 units MG-520 Bronco attack helicopters, 10 units of AS-1 Cobra attack helicopters, 5 units MH-47E Chinook heavy assault helicopters, 30,000 pieces of M4 carbine assault rifles with night vision goggles, 50,000 units of M14 assault rifles. These armaments will be used by CAPGUS, CVOs, and militiamen such as the Alliance of Vigilant Christian for Muslim Mindanao, the Filipino Crusaders World Army, Ilaga, Tagtad, the Spiritual Soldiers of God, and the Ejército de la Cruzada de las Islas Filipinas, DCP. These arms will be supplied to the Philippine-backed Tentera Republica Sulu dan Sabah, or the Royal Bangsamoro Army of the Republic of Sulu and Sabah, in claiming the North Borneo state without prejudice to the similar support enjoyed by the indigenous Kadazans. A half of these firearms will be shipped to Vatican and CIA-aided Christian guerrillas in Moluccas, Sulawesi, and East Timor, with the clandestine mutual collaboration of the air forces and navies of Singapore and Taiwan. Congratulations, Madam Gloria. Now you have stipulated the relevance of your request. The exact word the Vatican and CIA aided Christian guerrillas. You are bingo. You are now exposed. 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 11, 1,000 units of 105 mm and 155 howitzers. 12, installation of the Philippine Air Sea Surveillance System, the PAS, to protect Mindanao from the Islamic Revolution predicted by in 1997 by Your Excellency's predecessor, His Excellency, President Bill Clinton. Classmate, you are all classmate. Madam Gloria, your classmate is Bill Clinton. The arrangement can also provide the Philippines economic and trade assistance, access to loans, and the grants from IMF, the World Bank, increased bilateral trade and investment, and the adoption of the immediate conduct of Upland Kalayaan Aguila 202 will ensure my government's political stability till 2000. By eliminating the threat of military coup d'etat, it will also guarantee my victory in the forthcoming 2004 presidential election with the support of Your Excellency's economic recovery, one the target so Balikatan are eliminated and peace and order reign. On the regional level, Balikatan will greatly enhance the fighting skills, knowledge, and experience of the 750 strong guerrillas from the Barisan Nasional Pembasahan Kadasan BNPK of Sabah, the Pertubuhan Paduan Pembesahan Iban Bidayo Dayak, the PPPP IBD of Sabah and Sarawak, the Liberation Tigers of Perak Silangor LTPS, the Gerakan Maluku Merdeka GMM, the Barisan Revolusi Nasional Sulawesi, the BRNS, Gerakan Ambon Siram Merdeka, both of Indonesia, and the Fuerza de Defensa Internal de Timor Oriental, the FDITO. We include as part of the AFP personnel participating in Balikatan war games. They are strictly chosen from the respective movements who have been covertly undergoing guerrilla warfare and commando training in AFP camps in Palawan, Cebu, Bukidnon, Cotabato, Tarlac, and Nueva Ecija for almost 20 years now. Congratulations, Madam Gloria, for exposing what you have been doing in the most illegal way. And as we say, your crime is tripled because you have no authority to do so and you have no right to kill us all with your program with the United States of America. Since 1986, there is no government, legitimate governance. Only. This is a showcase of claimants. This is only for claiming. This is only for you as a claimant leaders. Just imagine with all of this now, you are trying to hail the Lord of Lords of the Cabal. As you continued, you can see on the part of Your Excellency's government, the MLSA can be used to protect the four vital American interests in the Asia-Pacific region, namely, 1. Preventing denomination of the region by adversarial power such as China and the global Islamic movement. 2. Providing security on the Korean peninsula against possible North Korean, Chinese, Japanese, and Russian invasions. 3. Ensuring commercial, political, and military access through the region by taking direct and involvement in regional economic groupings such as BIMP-IAGA, Sijori Group Triangle, Pearl River Delta Triangle, and the IMT Growth Triangle, and creation of conditions of various countries that would justify the intervention of the United States to force them seek U.S. military assistance, and fourth, containing nuclear weapons and missile technology being proliferated by adverse countries such as Pakistan, Iraq, Iran, North Korea, China, Malaysia, Brunei, Jerusalem, Indonesia, Myanmar, and Japan, while at the same time tolerating Israel, India, South Africa, Taiwan, Singapore, and South Korea. My government understands Your Excellency's government will soon proclaim the adverse countries as axis of evil, an axis of evil, and subject to the attacks like Afghanistan and Mindanao. Wow, Madam Gloria, you are the queen of the axis of evil. The MLSA can serve as a ground for developing our southern airport and seaports in line with U.S. airbase, standing without necessarily describing so in anticipation of permanent basing in line with the global repositioning and crusades against terrorism. While the U.S. is still developing this, my government has committed to allow Your Excellencies OSPACUM and other unified command of permanent unrestricted access to all airports, air bases, and seaports every time the U.S. deems necessary to use as launching pads for future military action against China, Burma, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Indonesia, as well as the Islamic terrorists. The presence of these bases may also retrain the brewing threat of Chinese intrusion and hegemony of the Kalayaan Island and in the Southeast Asian countries as a whole. New bases can serve as alternative to the impending closure of U.S. bases in Japan and South Korea. May this humble representation of the Christian Filipino people inform Your Excellency that the signature campaign to have at least 7 or 10 million signatures from all over the Philippines and the Christian-dominated states and provinces in Malaysia and Indonesia being launched by the Discovery Crusade of the Philippines petitioning Your Excellency's government to recall the 1935 Commonwealth Constitution and eventually declare the Commonwealth of Las Islas Filipinas, Singapore, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, Sabah, Sarawak, Perlis, Penang, Selangor, Perak, Nakuku, East Timor, Sulawesi, or simply the Commonwealth of Christ in the Asia Pacific is now halfway to fulfillment of its holy mission. Very soon, the 10 million signatures sought for the purpose will be submitted to Your Excellency's governmental for appropriate legal action, including sponsoring it to the United Nations Security Council and General Assembly for direct recognition. Accept, Your Excellency, the prayers of my family for the prosperity of the people of the United States of America and of the people of the Philippines, and to the assurances of my highest esteem and consideration. Your good friend, GMA Arroyo of the Republic of the Philippines, signed by both of them with their Malacanang seal. Congratulations, everyone who are listening to this. No wonder Ama Ali strictly advised me not to deal with Malacanang. Ama may not know how to speak English. Ama had been deceived by Vatican, had been deceived by the claimants' royal family, had been deceived by the head of states. He is right. He is right. He knows that Malacanang is the greatest culprit of the history of mankind. You know, it's just my first time to read this. There are more into that. I know there are more into it. I will see and I will know because there are still things there. I just did not name it. I just, oh, because I know they are there. I am asking the Bangsamoro Transition Authority. Mayor Amin, can you still swallow this kind of documents? I met you. I have seen you. All of you, Yusuf Jikiri, we were together in Congress, but I didn't tell them of who I am. Now you can see by yourself. May all the soldiers of the Islamic defenders that they have targeted as their puppets rest in peace. I address these feelings of mine to the top ranks of the armed forces of the Philippines, of the armed forces of Malaysia. Your names are all there. Indonesia. All of you of the Southeast Asian continent. You are just puppets of Gloria Arroyo and his predecessor and the successors of Malacanang. This is very clear enough to see why you want to remain in power, to complete the conspiracy that you have. The bomb is very clear. It is the work of Mahathir. It is the work of Fidel Ramos. It is the work of Benigno Aquino Simeon III. It is the work of all the governments in there. And now Bongbong is there. You see the connectivity from the claim. Now, no wonder Bongbong is classified as terrorist in Malaysia because of his association with the Sultan claimant Muhammad Fuad Abdullah Kiram. Now, they tried to kill the MILF, but because of the schematic program of the OPAP, of the Office of the Presidential Advisor for Peace Process, the enemy becomes the friend becomes the enemy. They can't just simply switch off. Now, if really Maas is alive, he will not tolerate this. He's a very highly intellectual person. But look at that. Look what you have done. We are all puppets because we are Islam. You want to establish the axis of evil or the axis of light. You really would like to kill the Muslim. So what can you say now? And I would like to make this document as a part of what is happening in Israel and in Palestine right now. America, the padrino, the godfather of all this war and chaos, because of the oil field. Because of the oil field. You cannot blame the poor people to uprise against you because you have really severely used them at the expense of their lives, killing them in hunger because you want to take dominion over the power and authority that is not yours. Congratulations, Bongbong. I'd like to see the Gloria that you have, because all I know, I was waiting that he would be declared dead because I know she is not the one. Do you see? But even if she is alive, this proclamation, this one that documents that you should read. And do you have still the face to go around? If I were you, you better make a decision now. You are not the president. You better have to use your brain. Now your padrino, your godfather, and the one, because I can see now the claim of the side of Bulungan and the claim of the entire schematic collective move of the claimants. I can see that now. You have used different tactics, but still you cannot win because you are all doing the lie of your life. The government full of lies. The government full of strategy just to oppress and suppress the poor people of the sovereign. Thank you, dear Father, for enlightening me and brave enough, brother, to really tackle on this day. What is done is already known to the world. They can pay to annihilate. They can pay because they want to remain in power. Thank you for guiding me, for shedding light, and may this light reach us to the far end of this world so that they would know who is behind war and chaos. Trust no more. Stand up, you people. Save yourself and save your loved ones. This is Queen Helen of the Reject, giving you my love and support. To all my Muslim brothers in Sulu, in Tawi-Tawi, Basilan, and in Sabah, I have not failed to defend each one of you. But if you continue to support them, who are the puppets of Malacanang, then you yourself cannot achieve what you want in life. Peace and prosperity. Defend your life. Defend yourself. Defend your family. This is all I want. Because we have been governed by liars, by oppressors and suppressors, by the claws of the politician and the military. They have no more authority. They have nothing. We have to fight for it. And I know what I am doing now is very strong. I am courageous to say this because I love each and every one of you. I don't want to see you more suffer because of their doing. They should be the one to serve us, not to hurt us. And that's what I want. Give them the share of the pain that they have to suffer for killing us all. Thank you very much. Good morning. God bless everyone. Allah protects us.